And so do not be surprised if this is not a very smooth flight on the way down. But again, this is intentional. We are trying to find what are the limits for ship. How resilient are we to these different issues that could pop up? If we lose a tile anywhere in the vehicle, we want to know what that ultimate impact is going to be. So we've got a couple missing. We had a bunch pulled over the primary fuel, the LOX tanks, everything. This one, we've got a tile missing right on top. So that's going to see some of the highest temperatures during this re-entry, and there's just bare steel right underneath it. So we're going to see if Starships are robust enough to pull through that. Also have some tiles missing around the aft flaps, specifically on the leading edge. So again, we're getting a really good look right at the leading edge. That's getting really intense heating. So again, gonna see if it can make it through. See if all the flaps hold on. See if Starship holds together. But definitely could be a bumpy ride. But this is why we're flying. This is why we're flying in this part of the world. This is why we're putting Starship through these flight tests to really understand what its limits are. So we can then move on to the next thing, which is going to be bringing ships back to the launch site for a catch. But for now, still on this suborbital. The light show continuing.
Studio light show.
Keep following it in. I think we got about 15 minutes until splashdown.
Yeah, Dan, it looks, you can see our speed our speed indicator in the bottom left there. It looks like we're starting to scrub off velocity a little bit quicker.
Ship is entering the peak heating phase of flight.
Uh-oh. What's that? Mountains? Clouds?
Looks like we can see some clouds down there as we pass through 70 kilometers altitude.
Wager.
Yeah, the sun's starting to come up again. Ooh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, that is cool.
71 months. Not like
Jesus,
xQc would care. He used to care
Skirt
about
is
peasants
intact
like
so
me.
far this time.
But
If you
now
watch
he
Flight
cast into
10, you
the
saw we
shadows.
entered with
Like
a little
Andy
bit
with Woody
missing.
from Toy
That
Story.
was
I hope you
ultimately
remember one
traced
day,
to a little bit
old
of build-up.
friend.
We dumped prop on the way. We had a little bit of solid propellant build-up, and then either static discharge or the plasma ignited it, took out a tiny bit of that skirt, some of the aft flaps, but Starship, again, was able to fight through it, make it all the way to that landing burn.
Looking good.
We addressed that,
xQcOW.
changed some of our prop dump con-ups, though, so should not be seeing that this time around.
xQcOW.
Oh, wow, that looks cool.
And as a reminder,
What the heck?
in addition to these missing tile tests, we're doing kind of a unique flight on the way in. It's going to do what we call a banking maneuver. So while we're still going supersonic and even hypersonic, we're doing kind of a banking turn. And then we'll do a pretty aggressive turn right as we get into the subsonic and start doing our belly flop. And that's designed to essentially be the approach that we would do on a return to launch site.
Yeah, where's Ice Wall, gosh darn it?
Don't be surprised if we see the ship start to turn and make a few maneuvers as it makes its way down to the Indian. And fun fact, even though we're doing all this turning, we're essentially targeting the exact same spot in the Indian Ocean we went to last time.
Smile.
Oh, so you're just gonna lag, yeah. Wow. That looks cool. Chat, this either makes you feel significant or insignificant. I think it's a very hot and cold feeling when you see all that.
12 minutes to go. Still looking good. That gives a pretty good view of those aft flaps where, again, on the leading edge, I think it might be on one of the other side, we had some tiles removed with no backups behind it. So, again, we're really trying to stress some of the the most sensitive
Fix the
areas
lag,
around
man.
Starship.
Yo,
where basically if you lose a tile, it's
Chat,
the
think about
worst
it,
possible
think about it.
spot. And
This
if we're able to make it through this,
is all we know
then
and have.
that tells us
That's
quite
it.
a bit about just how resilient
Everything
this
that's
vehicle
ever
is.
happened, everything is right there on your screen.
Welcome
I
to
think
the
that's interesting to
jungle.
think about. There's a few satellites
Yeah,
and
and
they're
that
spinning
shot
around.
we just
like,
had
but-
earlier was looking
In terms of
what we call the business end of
what we do.
Starship with all the
xQcL.
Raptor engines. And those are the engines that we're going to be expecting to light for that flip and landing burn, hopefully in about 10 minutes once we get through reentry.
I have a
Yeah, there
satellite
we
check.
go.
Any
Like,
gloppers
look,
in chat?
chat. Everything that we were,
Yeah,
are,
looking at E3,
and probably
that's
will
the
be,
one-
is all
That's
on
the
the
one we
screen.
did the relight on. So it's 2 for 2 so far. We'll see if it can go 3 for 3.
Yeah.
I find it to be interesting. But that makes you feel significant. It means that your impact is a lot bigger than you think it is. As a one man, you can do so much. You can do anything you want. You can be anything and have an impact.
All right, we can
Colossal.
see that speed just continue to bleed off under 20,000 kilometers an hour.
Because initially, you only be able to see this because of a few men and women.
Ship still holding together.
Yeah, and if you look in the bottom right, looks like we've made it all the way to the Indian
Just
Ocean.
kidding
We're
you.
coming up
Just
Can I
kidding
be
you.
a part
kind
All
of near
this is because of
Australia,
one
the
man
west
and
side
one
of
man only.
Australia there, so pretty
Elon
crazy. We're
Musk
only
might save you.
56 minutes in, and we've made it all the way, halfway around the world.
Holy giga Chad. Delivers a high broadcast energy. And
Is this real?
the
Can I
shittiest
get a
video
welcome
player in the
email?
history of mankind,
Okay.
which I think is
It's actually a good
impressive.
demonstration of a future capability we hope to have on Starship where we will do point-to-point transport on Earth. So essentially travel anywhere in the world in about
Yo,
an hour
it's
or
just
so,
water.
Which is
Where do we get
gonna
the
be
next
pretty
map?
crazy. Imagine
It's
going
just
from
fucking
New York
water.
to Sydney in 1 hour instead of the 20 hours it takes currently.
Jesus.
"41 months Bogu."
Wait, the ice wall. Chat. What if all the proof of the ice wall is going to be gone in the coming? Oh, it's the flat moving. Because the ice wall may be melted because of it.
And a reminder, so
Global
this
warming.
camera is... we
Oh,
see
shit.
Some of the heat rate picking up a little bit. And this camera is embedded right in the end of one of those forward flaps, so
Yeah, that's what I was
you
saying.
see it moving around. That's the flap adjusting to
Hey, you'll be
maintain
fine.
control.
Chat. Last time this
It's
shit
like
caught
we're
on
getting into
fire.
our bank maneuver.
It started melting the metal and it was fine.
Now power sliding through the atmosphere.
External temperatures are coming down.
Chat. I know nothing of physics, but I feel like it. Even though they're kind of still big parts, because of the speed and the rocket and the correction that they do on the
Vehicle
wind,
is now at maximum
it probably doesn't
dynamic
need that
pressure.
much aerodynamics. No? It probably doesn't need to be even close to perfect. It'll still fly the way they want it to. No?
All right, that was basically our reverse max Q, so most aerodynamic stress that it's going to see during reentry, we just passed through it, so we're past
So say
that, we're
yes.
past peak heating.
If you
Ship's
remove
still
one of
holding
the flaps
together.
entirely, one full arm, I still think it flies properly. That's my theory.
So we're currently in this bank maneuver. We're going to see it kind of roll over and do a pretty significant shift
On the way down.
as we
not
get
on the way
down
up.
closer to the
On the way
subsonic
up,
speeds.
on the way up, if they needed a lot more. Surely.
Yeah, and that
On
bank
paper.
maneuver that Dan's mentioning is all in part of us to learn about the guidance, navigation, and control for return to launch site missions. So in the near future, we're hoping to return the ship back to the same pad we just took off on 59 minutes ago, and we've got to do some of these pretty dynamic bankings to make that trajectory work out.
All right, the light show kind of calming down as we're starting to move into the lower parts of the atmosphere. We should
This is about the same thing
hit
as last time.
transonic, so hitting that transition between moving faster than the speed of sound and below the speed of sound in just about 3.5 minutes. Our landing burn should
Dude, what
happen
are the continents,
right
man?
around an hour
a
and
Blue
6
Jays
minutes after
fan,
launch, so
I
we
am
should be just
sad.
about 6 minutes away from that. You can see lots of daylight. Everybody cross your fingers, see if our range team is able to get out there and provide any surprise
I feel it
views as
coming.
Starship makes its way down.
Ooh.
It's like they heard me. Ready and waiting. Let's go.
Dan, you just spoke that view into existence there. And again, all brought to us by
RTS banking
Starlink.
maneuver has started.
Oh,
54
Yeah.
minutes. New merch.
All right, there we go. So we're now starting into our really heavy bank maneuver.
operator.
And this
Say it again.
does almost like a half circle loop to our actual trajectory. We're heading to the same exact splashdown point, but we're kind of doing a more roundabout way to get there, where it's this kind of big, long half moon loop and then a really aggressive and a twist right at the very end. And that would line us up with the launch tower.
You know
Starship.
what is entertaining?
On a return to launch site, would
I mean, I find this
fly over the
fascinating.
tower, do a quick landing burn flip, and then come down for
Big
catching
long
the arms.
smiles.
How about that S38 decal there staying strong on that view we just had?
Good to see the numbers back on.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, we were afraid that the
All right,
sky was
should be
going to fall on
hitting
our heads.
transonic
No, we're sending
in
fucking
about
massive
2.5
metal
minutes.
fucking chunks in space and making it land here. Come on, bro.
Landing flip coming up in about 4. Pretty clouds there in the Indian Ocean today. Again, yeah, we changed our launch times. We launch in the evening now, so we get these daytime
Yeah,
views
like the cavemen and
down
shit.
in the Indian
Are you
Ocean.
good?
One of the things we're really looking for, the reason we have the drone, other than, yeah, that looks really cool, is we're able to kind of see
China does
the
not,
ship.
how
We
does
can
China
only
do it-
see
do
so
it better?
much from these
They do not
cameras.
do it
You
better
can't
than this.
see like the vast majority of the heat shield. So we throw these buoys out there. We've got a
You
there's
spoke it again, Dan. There it is.
they're playing with me in the control room. All right. But we have these buoys out there. We have these drones that we're trying to see externally how the
Very
heat shield
cool.
held up. Everybody saw from Flight 10 it had a little bit of a paint job, a little bit of a reddish hue. That was from those metallic tiles that we had tested.
I don't think they use OBS for this.
Kind
They
of
probably use
oxidizing really rapidly
standardized,
in that
like,
plasma and then spreading those little oxide particles
broadcast
all over the heat
station,
shield.
like shit.
No
for this.
metal tiles on
'Cause when
this
it goes
flight, so
down,
not
they don't have
expecting to
like
see that.
typical shit.
Dynamic
and
pressure
then-
is coming down.
They have like TV stuff. But what do I know? I don't know.
Hope nobody gets seasick.
They use Bandicam. They
All right,
use
coming
Hypercam.
up on transonic shortly. It's about 2.5 minutes of landing burn.
Chat, can I ask
Yeah, and once
chat,
we get to around
why
the
do they make it
15-kilometer
do
altitude
entry
mark,
sideways?
that's where we have a lot of flight history.
Starship
from
is
this.
Oh, so it's
transonic,
better air
starting the
resistance.
belly flop phase of flight.
and
Yep, that belly flap phase.
Drag
that we
and the heat
perfected in
shields
the
are there.
Solo campaigns. We're entering that now.
it makes sense actually.
Right, starting to get those Raptors ready. Should be 2 minutes away from landing burn. Again, we're going to do
Yeah.
a flip. After we ignite those engines, we'll go from 3 down to 2 for the final phase of the
Interesting.
landing burn and look for another soft splashdown. Hopefully,
Now it's gonna go
by
straight
our
down
buoy
pretty
and
much.
drone, which are hanging out, ready and waiting for a ship.
Has that hit airplanes? I don't think planes even fly there. But even if it did, I mean. But bro, they can coordinate this to land on a fucking buoy in the middle of nowhere. Like, they can make sure that there's not a fucking plane that's gonna
Seeing
go
all
there.
3 center engines have entered the
You
chill
look at
phase.
flight paths. There's a lot of places that planes never go to. a lot of Earth, especially in the water, we would never ever go to. It's fucking pointless.
All right, less than a minute to go.
It's why when planes
Shipping
disappear,
the ship is making its turn for final approach.
And here's this kind
it's
of
hard
aggressive
to
final
search
turn
the areas and fucking
that would
even
essentially
predict where they're gonna
position
be at,
it so
the
it's
pieces.
right behind the launch and catch tower. Flaps holding strong. Landing burn in just under 20 seconds.
Yo, who keeps doing that? Who keeps doing that? Who keeps doing that? Yo, who keeps doing that?
Clap.
It's like a cowboy in the audience.
Ship landing startup.
There's our landing burn.
That's nice.
3 down to 2.
Starship has landed.
Very nice. Yeah, turn. Boom! You're missing the shot.
As we said, we're not planning on recovering the ship today. Hey, welcome back to Earth, Starship.
Boom! You're
We
missing
are
the shot.
in the Indian Ocean.
Okay, guys,
Let him
as
hear
the
it,
consultant,
Starbase. What a
the
day.
buoy should be on a rotator. It's okay though.
Oh. All right. Welcome back to Earth, ship. What a day. A whole lot more to go through.
Guys,
as you just
or
saw,
a
everybody
lower
here at
quality
Starbase pretty
360
hyped.
camera.
Hey, Tyler, out of Hawthorne, how's everybody holding up?
Thank you, Dan. We had a fantastic
What
time
pump do
watching.
I need
It
to
was
type
another
to get
exciting
this kind
Starship
of
flight test in the
quality?
books, and we hope that you enjoyed those Starlink views too. So congratulations to the team at Starbase and everyone here and around the company. So many employees contribute to the Starship program as we continue to iterate and make progress.
Of the landing burn right behind.
Chat, I find it fascinating, Check, because I play Kerbal Space Program. I find that to be fascinating. Like, coming at that speed and correcting the angle and slowing down at the same time and landing in upright position is
Ship
crazy.
startup.
Because look how quick he's going sideways. Like, look what I hear. Like, look how fast he's going sideways.
There's our
That's
landing
crazy.
burn. 3 down to 2.
Starship has landed.
Very cool. Chat, what about? Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's cool. What are those? What are those? They're like canisters or whatnot. Propeller canisters or some shit. Look.
As we said, we're not planning on recovering the ship today. Hey, welcome back to Earth, Starship. We are down.
Chat, if you calculate the currents and the water, you could kind of have an idea of where this is gonna land, right? And in a few months, you could probably go and pick up on the beach. No, it's not totally accurate because it'll spread out, right? But think about it. Think about a flight. Think about flight, MH, whatever the fuck, right? They knew where the pieces were gonna land. They picked some of them up. I saw some of the documentaries. I watched these on whatever, you know.